If you're over 16 and your nights have started to feel longer than they should, and this might explain why, imagine this. It's late. The house is quiet. You've finally made it to bed after a long day. Your body sinks into the mattress, your eyes begin to close, and then it starts. A faint tingling in your toes. At first it's subtle, easy to ignore, but within minutes it spreads. That tingling turns into a burning sensation, or a strange numbness. Like your feet are there, but not fully yours anymore. You shift your legs, you rub your feet together, you adjust the blanket, you wait for it to pass, but it doesn't. Instead, it gets stronger, louder, harder to ignore, and suddenly sleep feels far away. Now here's the part that makes this even more frustrating. You may have been told this is just part of aging, that nerve problems after 60 are something you just have to live with. But what if that's not entirely true? What if your body is actually trying to heal, but something is quietly getting in the way? A recent neurological study found something surprising. More than half of older adults experiencing tingling, burning, or numbness weren't getting worse because of permanent nerve damage. Instead, their symptoms were being triggered at night by things like reduced blood flow, ongoing inflammation, elevated stress levels, and a nervous system that never fully switched into repair mode. In simple terms, the problem wasn't always the nerves themselves, it was the environment those nerves were living in. Because nerves aren't dead wires, they're living tissue. And like any living tissue, they respond to their surroundings, especially at night. There's something important about the hours when you sleep. When your body enters deep rest, it shifts into a completely different state. Inflammation drops. Blood flow redistributes. Repair signals turn on. This is when your body does its most important healing. But if something interrupts that process, if circulation is weak, if stress is still high, if inflammation is elevated, then that repair window never fully opens. And instead of healing, your nerves stay irritated. That's why so many people notice something strange. Symptoms feel worse at night, not just because it's quiet, but because the body isn't getting the conditions it needs to recover. Now here's something you can try right away. Take your hand and gently rub the bottom of one foot. Pay attention. Does it feel slightly numb? Extra sensitive? A bit dull? Like the signal isn't quite clear? Now switch to the other foot. Many people notice something interesting. One side feels different from the other. That difference is important because it tells you something simple but powerful. Your nerves are still active, they're just not functioning at their best, and that means there's room to improve. So let's start there. The first thing your nerves need is blood flow. Without it, nothing else works. No oxygen, no nutrients, no repair. Before bed, sit on the edge of your bed with your feet flat on the floor. Now slowly point your toes forward. Then pull them back toward you. Again and again. Continue for about 30 seconds. It seems almost too simple, but something powerful is happening. Your calf muscles are acting like a pump, pushing blood back through your legs, reaching the very areas where tingling and numbness usually begin. If you want to go a step further, lift your feet slightly and draw slow circles with your ankles, one direction and then the other, small controlled movements. This wakes up the tiny blood vessels that feed your nerves directly. Now pause. Rub the bottom of your feet again. Notice anything different? A little more warmth? A clearer sensation? Even a small change matters, because it shows you something important. Circulation can improve, quickly, but blood flow is only part of the story. There's another factor that quietly blocks nerve healing, and most people don't even realize it's happening. Stress. Not just obvious stress, but the low-level tension your body carries all day. When your body feels under threat, even slightly, it shifts into survival mode. Heart rate stays elevated, muscles stay tight, nerves stay on high alert, and in that state, healing takes a back seat. That's why calming the body before sleep isn't just about relaxation. It's about creating the conditions your nerves need to recover. Try this. Take a slow breath in through your nose for 4 seconds. Then exhale gently through your mouth for 6 seconds slow, controlled, unforced. Repeat this 5 times. The longer exhale sends a signal through your body. You're safe now. And when your body believes that, everything begins to shift. Blood vessels open, muscles loosen, nerve activity calms. As you breathe, notice your shoulders. Let them drop. Unclench your jaw. These small areas hold more tension than most people realize. Releasing them sends another signal of safety, and your nervous system responds. Now there's one more piece to understand. Your nerves are protected by something like insulation, a layer that helps signals travel smoothly. When that layer is stressed or weakened, signals become distorted. That's when you feel burning, tingling, or numbness. To support this system, your body depends on key nutrients, things like B vitamins, magnesium, antioxidants. Without them, repair becomes harder. And as we age, levels of these nutrients often drop. But there's also something that can undo all of this progress, and it often happens right before bed. Late night eating, especially foods high in sugar or refined carbs. When blood sugar spikes at night, inflammation increases, nerves become more sensitive, symptoms intensify. That's why so many people feel worse after evening snacks. A simple shift can help. Finish your last meal 2 to 3 hours before bed. Give your body time to move out of digestion mode and into repair mode. Now here's one final check. Press your thumb gently into the arch of your foot. Hold it for a few seconds. Notice how it feels. Sharp, dull, sensitive. Remember that feeling. Later tonight, after trying this routine, check again. Even a small change can tell you something powerful. Your body is responding. Because during deep sleep, your body is doing more than resting. It's repairing, clearing out inflammation, restoring damaged tissue, rebalancing your nervous system, but only if the conditions are right. And one last detail. Warmth matters. Cold feet restrict blood flow. Warm feet encourage it. Even something as simple as wearing socks can support that process. So tonight, before you go to bed, try this. Wake up circulation with simple foot movements, slow your breathing, let your body relax. Avoid late-night sugar. Keep your feet warm, and then pay attention to what changes, because sometimes the difference between discomfort and relief is not time. It's the environment your body is given to heal.